the UK, a lot of people live in terraced housing, which is basically those houses that are just like a really long blob. So I thought today we're gonna build a UK terraced house in Bloxburg. But first, I need to turn into a chavtastic.
Yeah, I'm from London. What about it, darling?
Yes, I've obviously gone for the iconic chav look. And let's get started. So I kind of did something similar to this a few months ago when I built a UK semi-detached house. And what I did there is I actually built 2 houses in one. And we're gonna be doing a similar thing today, except instead of 2 houses, it's gonna be 3. But the thing is, terraced houses are very small. I'd say they're no longer than 6 Bloxburg blocks along. And the difficult thing is they're not like London rich townhouses that cost £30 million. They don't go back really far either. And also like London townhouses, they don't go up by 3 stories. And then the one little bit of detail that you sometimes get is like a little corner window. Now there's nothing wrong with terraced houses. They're actually probably the most aesthetic, cute house ever. And that's why I'm so excited to build one. So as for this roof here, it's actually gonna be a little bit layered. Like, check me out. But we don't want it to be sticking in through the wall. So we gotta be a bit careful. And then layer 2 is gonna be a little bit taller, a little bit more inwards, just giving that classic UK look. As for the front doors, I kind of want them all to match. And part of me really wants to add that.
What is that?
Oh no, we're adding this one. We are adding this one. That is just the most iconic. And part of me is actually thinking we should be making these one bigger, which is actually a bit annoying because that roof took quite a lot of thought.
3 weeks later.
And next up, I'm going to do the windows. Normally, I don't do the windows this early, but we may as well. And if I'm being honest with you, most UK windows literally look like this. They are so bog standard and basic. It's honestly painful. And they can be any colors. They can be black. They can be white. Even sometimes people go gray. Now, I'm not trying to shade you if you have gray windows. It's disgusting. Anyway, little ramble aside, and this isn't looking like Bloxburg, which I guess is a good thing because we want it to look like a real life. And if I just exit and re-enter, there we go. Now, I reckon one of these in an average UK town would probably set you back about $300,000, which I think is a bit of a scam, to be honest. We need to do the layout. So normally, I have a few friends with terraced houses, so I kind of know what the gist is. But obviously, we have 3 different layouts to do here. Is with a nice long corridor, and I kid you not, like, it is this thin. There's just a staircase there and then a thin corridor. We'll then have like a living room here, and this will be kitchen dining. As you head upstairs, every UK house hallway is basically the same. It just looks like this. And normally a terraced house would be 3 bedrooms. Okay, as we jiggle into the next house, this one is going to be a little bit different.
It's unusual.
Because if you own a house, you can actually renovate it. So this one, we're not even gonna have a hallway. This whole downstairs is going to be open plan. And then we're just gonna have a nice staircase like this. Because if you own the house, you can do whatever the hell you want with it. So how I've done it is we'll have a family bathroom here. This can be a nursery. Maybe it's like a couple that's bought this house. And then they've also added an ensuite onto their master bedroom. Finally, we're gonna do another classical hallway. But this time, we're gonna add a laundry room onto the kitchen.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
And then we're gonna pop these stairs there. Although it's still a little bit tight, isn't it? The only thing I can think to do is that we're just gonna have to have like the most minuscule little laundry room ever. And finally, we just gotta do the upstairs of this one. But there we go, that is all of our terraced house layouts. And I just realized we don't even have a roof yet. As for the roofs, we are going to be doing the gable roof, and they are so high up. Like, you can literally see these from a satellite in space. Oh, goodness me. That looks very, very strange. I definitely think we're going to have to add some roofs up there, but just before we do that, we'll add the rest of these windows in now. And I want to resize these so that they actually go next to each other. Honestly, I'm just worried that it's not going to suit Bloxburg's aesthetic, but I need to stop worrying about that. Like, this isn't meant to be a Bloxburg house, is it? I guess we could do something like this. This looks so weird. And it's really hard to get it equals pequals. You have to do like something like this, then backspace it, then push it in. And there we have it, guys. So normally there would be about 50 houses like this in a big row. What is this doing over it? Get out of it. And as I said, we are going to have to be adding some things up here. Initially, I thought nugget roofs, but now I know exactly what I'm going to be adding, and it's going to be very spenny. But of course, we do have to color this first. Now, part of me wants stone gray. And as for the walls, brick, like, I don't know how to get it exact. I think this is pretty much as close as we're going to get. And to give a little bit of difference, sometimes they'll make them like different colors, and the little front bits will be concrete. Oh my gosh, this looks so ridiculous, but kind of realistic. And the one thing I know you're thinking is roofs, roofs, roofs. What is this, Reese's? Like, what is this roof, Reese's? And don't worry, I am here to the rescue. So first things first, chimneys. Terraced houses were built quite a long time ago, so they were all built with fireplaces in them. So we're gonna have them coming out of each house like that. That's very smoky. And then we're gonna do something I never wanted to do. I don't even know where it is. It might be electronics. Yes. Adding solar panels. I did not want to add these because they're so flipping expensive. Can you guys hear that? There is literally a monsoon outside of my window right now. But yeah, I'm not paying 20,000 flipping dollars for these. Forget them. Do you know what we could have? Custom roof windows, although they're not actually going to work. Like, yes, I could turn this whole roof into a custom thing. Does it look like I have the skill set for that? Absolutely not. What I can do is, you know, those houses that have windows in the roof, we can add some of them. So we're obviously going to have to lift it up right now. And then I think outlining it with the thick, big dada beams is going to be our best bet. It feels really weird building at this angle. And since all the windows downstairs are white, we might as well make these ones white. Oh! And have you guys been seeing the Christmassy leaks? I think the update's coming sooner rather than later. But anyway, now we've got the main window in. I think just adding a handle or something down the side to make it look actually realistic could help. This rain is so powerful today. But there we go. I actually think that looks pretty realistic. As crazy as this looks, it's suiting my avatar, isn't it? Like, welcome to the new Block Squad. So it's almost time to go inside. We've got a few key details to do out here first. The first one is going to be pillars. Now, I'm not going to lie. In real life houses, you don't really have pillars on the outside. But because it's Bloxburg, if we don't add them, it's going to look like absolute garbage. And why am I saying garbage? In England, we say rubbish. And I'm just going to play around. Like, does it look a bit better adding some wall trims? I think it does. In Bloxburg, it does anyway. And this is literally reminds me of what it's like to walk through my town. It's actually a little bit trippy. Now, just because it's a terraced house does not mean that we can't add some planters on the wall. And what plants shall we be growing? Shall we be growing a mixture? And oh, this is actually looking really cute, guys. Like, I forget that we have these cute flowers in Bloxburg.
She was a fairy.
So sadly, terraced houses do not really get front driveway. You just get a little path and a garden that leads on to the road. So of course, we're going to be matching that to Bloxburg once again. And as for the fences, I'm going to be using this one, but we're going to be changing it to brick. Yes, that is exactly what it looks like. But that's not the only fence I'm going to be adding. Oh, God, dear Lord. That's not as visible as I thought it would be. I always call this fence the London fence. Although you can't really see it today. It's still Londony, I guess. And then a tiny, tinsy little bit of gardening for you. And then to keep the illusion up, I'm going to add a little pathway there. And then you'd probably be stepping onto the road about here. And oh my gosh, this looks like a movie set for like EastEnders or something. And you guys know, I hate when builds just cut off like this. So what I like to do is add a little cherry blossom tree. And you know what's a really good building hack? Sadly, you do need the basement game pass for it. But if you grab yourself some little basements, and you guys probably already know what I'm going to do here. You then add a little basic shape in there, all resized down so that just the leafy bit of the tree sticks out. So I'll be nabbing that over here. Thank you. And as you can see, it just adds a little bit of coverage to the sides. But I actually think these exteriors are looking absolutely amazing. And you know, I'm thinking we may as well just finish these up while we're out here. I'm talking mailboxes. I'm talking trash cans. Although I don't think we have blue trash cans in England. I think it's green, brown, and black. Wait, do we have orange and blue? I don't know. I don't know how the bin system works. And these days, blimmin' everyone has these FBI Ring doorbells on their doors. Like, when I walk down a street, I just know there's like 1,000 doorbells watching me. It makes me feel very panicked. And there we have it. I think that is the exterior all done and dusted. So it is time to move inside. And I cannot believe we have 3 that we are doing here. So I actually think I'm going to start off with the modernized one. Do you know what I mean? We'll start off on a fun, fresh note. So this is probably the typical insides, but this is what I'm going to transform it into. As for this wall here, I really need to start saving my colors because I made a really nice navy the other day. But we're going to have that in here. And actually, oh, does it look good on the back wall? I think it does. And I need to work out what button does coloring. Is it G? Okay, G is delete. H is grid. It's F. Oh my gosh, I've been trying to work that out for ages. I'm not gonna lie. And I actually think I'm gonna make it very classy in here. I've changed my mind about being basic and not just any panels, guys. You're not even ready. Navy blue panels. Hello? Am I in God's green earth? Is this piece of brick shoving in here. But yeah, I think this is looking real nice. So of course we're going to be starting with the kitchen. And I feel like whoever lives here, it's like the couple, isn't it? They're going to want a bar in their house for like entertaining. So you want a bar, then Real Estate Reese's is going to add one for you. Oh, check this out. And you know what you need right next to a bar? A storage unit. And you know what we're putting in here? Definitely hot sauce, okay, guys? Definitely hot sauce, okay, guys? So this is nothing else. And there we go. That's like our little breakfast bar slash hot sauce bar.
Criminal offensive side eye.
Also, low-key forgot that we need to add wall trims up here as well. And what are we thinking about a framed glass door on here? I'm thinking absolutely, darling. But we'll get to that in a minute. I am getting a little bit overexcited because I'm not going to lie, guys. I've been trying not to say, but this morning I got Lana Del Rey tickets. I am so happy. So absolute OGs of the channel, like I'm talking, you've had to be watching for over a year, you will know that I went to see Lana Del Rey last July and it was like the best day of my whole life. And this morning I managed to get tickets in the pre-sale. She's obviously coming to London, which, oh my gosh, how fitting. We're in a London terraced house today. And I just had to tell you guys, because honestly, I love updating you guys on my life. But like I said in one of my last videos, when I heard they were going on sale, I really hope everybody who wanted them gets them. And is it just me? The counters, when you color them, they do not go the color that you want. Like, that is not the navy that I selected. But no matter, I guess we'll just do it white. I do think, though, we should be adding like a little extra on here. And you know what we have to do here, don't you? It's the most wonderful item in Bloxburg. Truly, I think that the decal might be one of the best items, like, because you could just do so much with this bad boy. And once again, we've got to be very careful not to like shove up into neighbors' houses. Oh, baby, get me a slice of this kitchen, will ya? So we're obviously gonna need like a sink, although there's not many places to put it. And then of course, we've got to make these livable. Like, who knows? I might open these one day. And you know what? I might even put a little table in the kitchen. That is unheard of for Reese's. And then we can use the transitional stools. Oh, these are way better. And to tie it all in, we'll add some blue jars. But that's absolutely wonderful. And then if we just nab this counter here, I'll then add one of these cabinets as well. And a good thing we've actually been using one of these basic shades because you best believe I'm gonna be needing her again. So we're gonna be using this laundry room and popping it up in here. And obviously I don't want all the gaps on the side, so I've just blended it in nicely. And of course, guys, thinking of that role play again, we might need a mop. Like, who knows? We might hire a maid. So now that leaves this entire space for the living area. Because obviously we've got the dining room over there. Look at me out there. Why am I always right where the windows are? I'm such a little creep out there. As I said, I definitely think this person is very fancy. So I'm going to give a grand flipping piano in here. This is making me so ecstatic right now. I'm so sorry, but if I don't put a mural here, I'm going to regret it. So if you don't know how to do a mural, you basically need this painting resized about this big. Sorry, I'm not giving very precise dimensions, but you just need it to be able to fill up a 3-block gap. Then you simply look up Bloxburg mural decals. That is beautiful. It would actually be wrong if I didn't put that on here as well. And to cover up that weird, annoying brick, we can just shove some plants up in the corner, and a corner shelf goes quite nicely. But I don't want to add too many bookcases because obviously I don't want to cover up the mural that we just added. And an amazing piece of advice is to use the hanging plant on bookcases. I know it's a little bit overused sometimes, but hell yeah, it's worth it. We can even have one over here as well. Hello. And I was wondering where I was going to hide my scented candle. And remember, we have fireplaces in these houses. We don't have to add them in every single one, but I definitely think one here could go well. So I'm not going to go to the upstairs yet, but I am going to snap. I've just painted all of those walls, so it's going to be absolutely ready for us to go in next time. So we're going to have to resize this a little bit. It's poking right in there. And one of my friends has a house just like this, so I'm pretty sure I can remember it very well. The floor is this plank color. It's like a weird beige, which looks very strange in Bloxburg, but in real life, it actually looks pretty nice. And this even continues into the kitchen. You ain't getting no marble kitchen. What does this look like? The Ritz? As far as wall trims, in England, we actually call this a skirting board, but in real life the other day, I was like to my mum, for some reason we were talking about the walls, and I was like, oh, look at the molding, and she was like, why the hell are you calling it a molding? Are you American? I was like, no, I'm Bloxburgian. door. And if I'm being realistic, most doors would probably look a little something like this. I mean, some people renovate them to get them browns, and I'm being forced to do that thing I hate. You know, where you like have to squidge a door in like that. It is my trigger in Bloxburg. And if you're looking at this thing, I'm thinking, that is so basic.
You're basic.
That is the point, guys, for this one. This is going to be the house that one grandpa has lived in since 1970 that he bought for 2p and an apple. Because back then, you could literally buy a house for like £100. And literally the only acceptable green texture in Bloxburg is sand green. So I guess we'll start with the living room in here. And I know exactly what I'm going to be using. We're going to be using the hairpin console. And, oh, is it bad to use the old grandpa TV? I just feel like they'd still have it. You know, grandparents, they hate upgrading anything. Although, to be fair, my grandma has like a flat screen plasma. Like, she is not living in the old generation at all. Also, a lot of these old terraced houses will have random bookcases built in. I'll see if I can find a picture. And actually, we can then pop a fireplace built into that. Okay. So there we go. That is like your classic terraced house living room. And honestly, I may or may not have stole that from when I walked past someone's once in the street. And that takes us through to the kitchen dining room. Sorry, guys, I'm back. I just got a random call and I answered it and it was like, hello. And I was like, scammer. Anyway, I've gone for actually quite a nice table in here because that leaves room for a little washing machine. Because fun fact, guys, most English houses have their laundry machines in the kitchen. And excuse me, I did not select the shaker. I want the rustic. The rustic is actually where it's at. Do you know what I mean? And I am actually going to give them a little island bench. So we have one more downstairs to do, but I think we should do the upstairs now. And I'm actually going to do the upstairs of the simple house. Like I said, it's going to be a grandpa room and then some guest bedroom. With a hairpin wardrobe. So there we go. That's the bog standard one done. And I'm actually thinking I might leave this one blank because I really want to put my full effort into this one here. And also, building 3 house in one video is a little bit crazy.
I am crazy.
And oh my gosh, I always wanted this to be a surprise for the end, but yes, I put a giant picture of me on the wall, and what about it? So as I said, most people won't have fancy upstairs, but some people who want to be like TikTok famous, they will make such a bougie house. So we're gonna have like a bench up here. Without a doubt, we're gonna have some plants. Where is it? So once again, we've got the master bedroom, and as I said, sometimes if you've undergone a big renovation, you're gonna be able to separate your bath from your shower. This just reminds me of my auntie's shower, guys. Basically, I went to visit her in Singapore once. Like, the toilet had a jet that would shove water up your bum. That sounds really weird, but it was so cool in advance.
And now we just have a measly 2 bedrooms left.
And don't worry, that mural idea is still happening. We're just going to be doing it along this wall instead. Oh, that is absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to be making an effort to use the fancy dresses each side because it just makes it look immaculate. And I kind of want a little walk-in closet as well. And with that, guys, the terraced houses are done. So yeah, what's happening, guys? It's time to move in. So guys, here I am outside the terraced house. And from this angle, it literally looked like I'm just in some sort of English street. I love that accent. But anyway, if you're wondering, for 2 terraced houses, $228,000. So if we added the third one, it probably would have been $300,000. Obviously, this is the exterior, and it probably looks best from this angle because you can just imagine it's like a whole street. But let's go into the bad one first. So we'll be walking through the creaky gate. And as you walk in, it's actually looking really realistic. If you live in a terraced house, this might be giving you some deja vu. To the left, we have the lounge room. And oh my gosh, this looks surprisingly realistic. And obviously through here is the laundry room, dining room, and kitchen. And it actually worked out really nicely. All of the natural light shining up in here. As we travel upstairs, we have a few different rooms. First of all is this kids' room. Now, I don't really even want to look at that one. It was a shamble. Opposite, though, take a look at Grandpa's room with the ensuite. We then have a guest bedroom, which is actually probably the nicest one. Obviously, the one on the end is a little bit empty. That's a work in progress. But this one is completed to the perfectionist standard. Wow. Like, we literally have a grand piano. What was that voice crack? Sorry. Apparently, I'm still going through puberty at age 18. But yes, I love this. From the kitchen to the living room to the entryway. But it does not end there. You get a beautiful mural of me, the queen bee. And then, oh, I'm picking up one of my books. Here is the guest bathroom. Absolutely love this. Then in here is, oh, this is like the guest bedroom. And finally is the master bedroom with a closet, a bed, and an ensuite bathroom. I hope you guys like this video. It was something a little bit different. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.